Good evening, my beautiful souls. I hope everyone is doing well this Saturday evening. The reading for tonight is going to be focused on. My voice is already going away. God's shaking the truth out of me, I guess. So, we're going to be talking about the Ephphatha. And when we speak or hold Ephphatha, the field shifts in a very specific way. It creates a silver opening, not a doorway, not a portal, an unsealing. So when we speak of the Ephphatha, um, it's a clean vertical line through your aura. And it's a pressure that releases in the throat. Oh, listen to that. And solar plexus. A soft ignition behind the heart. A silver pulse that moves full outward, not inward. And a command to unbind what has been sealed. So the Ephphatha came up today while I was doing my prayers and meditation. And I like to pull things from my prayers and meditation because I think that it all aligns with whatever the message is meant to be for the day. So when it explained what a Ephphatha was, it is unsealing that which was sealed by distortion. And I thought that that was very intuitive, but also very aligned with what many of us are going through in today's world. There is a lot of distortion, and for many of us, we believed that that distortion was truth in reality, and many of us are becoming aware that what we thought was truth in reality is actually one big distortion on this planet. And it's not just here in the United States where I am, it's everywhere in on this planet. And it is affecting everything. So the Ephphatha is the unsealing that which was sealed by distortion. So I thought it was perfect, for tonight's reading, and that is the intention of the reading. So let's bring in spirit. Divine Source, Father, Mother, Holy Spirit, all spirits guiding anyone that may be in this room listening to this message. May you bring forth the message that they are meant to receive through the cards that will be dispersed in this reading and through the intuitive messages that I receive in the symbolism and the knowledge of my depths for spiritual messages and spirit guides for all those that do enter. Please allow their intuitions also. Intentions, not intuitions, I'm sorry, their intentions to be known and answered in this collective, as above, so below. So I already pulled an angel number to start this reading, and it is angel number 19. And the card is decision making is powerfully guided. So that's telling me to let the collective know that when we are making decisions, that we are intuitively looking for divine guidance in all of our decisions. Now, the picture that I chose for this card, this is a deck that I created. It is the Sigil Oracle deck of affirmations. So each affirmation has its own angel number to it, and the angel number is explained. And the angel numbers were received from, oh man, I forget his name. Um, I just went blank, but I will add it to the video later. And then the affirmations are from sigils I created myself. So um, this is a very powerful picture, and it's a winter scene. It's kind of nice to see a winter scene with all these hot days. As long as I'm just seeing the winter scene, it's very nice. So, but if you look at it, I mean, even though it's still and quiet, there's so much power in that scene. And it's all like a divine white light, and it's got the blues for clarity and intuition, third eye. Um, so decision making is powerfully guided. So let's see what it says in here for angel number 19. It's okay for you to be powerful. You are being guided by heaven to take ownership of your current situation. The affirmation decision making is powerfully guided. Currently, you are at a fork in the road and you are having trouble deciding which path to take. Often, when we are at a place in life where decisions are difficult, we focus on the outside energy instead of the powerful energy within our mind, body, and spirit. Write down your pros and cons on any decision making. During the writing process, ask Divine Source to bring forward the hidden thoughts. Your guidance within is always sure of what path to take. So shut out the outside world and connect within to become the powerful being that you are. Wow. This actually goes very well with tomorrow's sacred text reading, or sacred text talk. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to do 3 cards from the light seers presently. For those of you that are in if if Ephphatha, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Ephphatha. Um, and I'm saying it's Ephphatha because PH together in English language sounds like an F, so Ephphatha, and that is EPHITHA. So those of you that may be in an Ephphatha state, which is often it feels like you're stuck. You don't know if you should go left, right, up, down, in or out, and that state is usually created from um, distortion. Distortion is what creates confusion in our minds, um, mind, body, soul, and hearts. Oh, okay. That card popped right out. Okay. We have red. Red with a little bit of yellow in the center there. So emotions, which makes sense. Um, the root chakra, which is the foundation, and there's like the spirals, which is divine feminine. We have number 6 here, the lovers. And this is present. So the lovers often are an indication of duality, and that's going to be in my sacred text tomorrow too. So it's all about the duality, and when we speak of duality spiritually, it is it's all about bringing the humanness, the outer and the inside together and infuse as one. Um, and in chakras, the humanness is the solar plexus, the sacral plexus, and the root chakra. The spiritual is the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown. And the heart chakra brings those energies together so that they can merge in as one. Um, when two people get married, they become one. Their unity, their love creates the bonding of two individuals. Um, and I don't mean this in any insulting way, but male, female, opposite energies coming together, um, and being united as one. One spirit, one soul, one mind, um, and it's. I'm having a hard time with this. I'm sorry. Sometimes I think God has the greatest sense of humor, and often when I really don't want to laugh. So that's all I can say right now about this. Um, this card is about faith, strength, courage, and having a solid ground to stand on. And when opposite energies come together, it's very important that the ground they're standing on is strong and solid, and it can handle both entities when they come together to join as one. So presently, this message is all about building us, and I say a strong foundation because of all that red. And then we have two opposites. We have male, female, but we also have, the darker skin and the lighter skin. So there's opposites. Opposites attract, but yes, opposites also have to come together in order to move forward in the same direction. And this doesn't have to be a couple. This can be working with your moon sign and your sun sign and bringing them together, because sometimes the moon sign and the sun sign are like one's that inner personality we don't like to show anyone, and one's the outer personality. And they both have strengths, but they both have weaknesses. And when you bring those energies together, they become empowered. And that foundation becomes strong and solid, and you can stand on it, and you can walk in the direction you need to walk in. It can also be just the chakra energies, bringing your human chakras and your spiritual chakras together through the heart chakra. And that can be done through a lot of spiritual practice, a lot of meditation. So this is your present. This is where you're landing presently. Um, okay. Oh boy. I'm sorry. I just had a number of things going on lately, and yep, like I said, I am part of the collective. So the recent past, we have the Two of Pentacles, and oh my gosh, this is basically saying the same thing. So recent past. All right, we have when these two symbols here, when they are connected, they form a figure eight. And she's standing there with one on one side, one on the other. So she is, okay, so let's go with the Ephphatha. Okay, we're gonna use that. So the one here is the human. That's the human energy. This is the spiritual energy. And based on the intention of the Ephphatha, she is in the middle of these two energies, the human energies and the spiritual energies. And if you look at what she's wearing, okay, she has I want to say it's an orange skirt, which is sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is all your creative energies, your procreative energies, your productive organs. It is all about creation. And creation goes all the way back to Genesis. Genesis means creation. If you notice her top is a dark, dark charcoal gray. And that is, to me, that sweater she's wearing is not being sure, being disconnected, which the two energies are disconnected, being unclear of what is next. And wow, this is pretty amazing. Unclear what is next. Now, in the back, this is like I want to say it's salmon color, which is kind of a pink, which is love. It's the energy of love. And oh my God, it's the energy of love. And we have the Lover's card here, which the Ephphatha is sealed. You're sealed. You're being unsealed by unsealing something that was sealed by distortion. So whatever split these two energies, it was split because of distortion. And this distortion this is recent past. So the distortion was creating a disconnect from the things that are meant to be of importance to you. And this brought you to the Lover's card. This brought you to faith. It brought you to strength and courage so that you can find your way out of this disconnect, this distortion. Because we're not meant to be, human beings are not meant to be disconnected from spirit. We are meant to be spiritual beings having a human, no, spiritual beings having a human experience. Sorry, I kind of lost that for a second. And when we disconnect from our spiritual energies, there's a distortion there. And for many of us, we've been taught to not rely on what's inside. And what is inside is God in Christ in heaven. That is within you. And when you go within rather than go without, that distortion will be eliminated. And you'll be able to have a clear, direct path on where you're supposed to be going. I can't believe these cards came up with this intention, with this Ephphatha, sorry. Wow, this is like so connected. And the other thing about this card, we've got this like sand, like this is it's a beige color. So it's not dark and it's not like white, pure white. So the beige is like, there is some clarity there, but you're still you're still kind of disconnected and you need guidance. And that guidance is going to come from the foundation, the faith, the strength, the courage, and the bringing together all your energies so that you may become one. And if it is about a relationship, it's about bringing divine covenant. That's what keeps up here. The divine covenant. When God brings two beings together in order to create a more powerful, unified connection in the world. And that's the present. So that was the recent past, that's the present. Let's see what the near future will be. And the colors here are they're all the human qualities. You know, it's the humanness is getting in the way of the spiritual. And oh my. Um, I love it. I just okay. And here's the near future. Um, the King of Swords. Um, Swords are all about the thoughts, the mind. And if you notice this energy here, we are definitely getting clarity. The white is so all all these colors, except for the browns, and they're really kind of hidden a lot, the browns. So we have indigo for his genes. That's the third eye. We also have some indigo in the sky here, third eye. The blue, the lighter blue, the sky blue, that is your throat chakra, communication, intuition. And then we have the crown chakra. And this King of Swords is sitting up on his mountaintop. And whatever thoughts were here in the distortion, whatever thoughts were creating maybe some questions, I want to say, um, obstacles, you're going to move past them, you're going to get through them. And this is the near future. When you keep working on that distortion, the Ephphatha, and you unseal the gifts from within, and you reconnect the humanness with the spiritualness, and you become God's divine covenant. Whether it's single or a couple, it doesn't matter. Um, you can alone become God's divine covenant. But as a couple, you can definitely be God's divine covenant by working the spiritual, the spiritual being with the human experience. And these thoughts, totally, totally positive, beautiful mindset. It will bring you to a totally positive, beautiful mindset. And one with nature is what I'm seeing here. One with nature. And what a beautiful near future. Okay. Okay, and look at all the beautiful animals. You got the wise owl there, wisdom. You got the crow. You got the bat. They all. I used to have a. I guess I lost. I might have sold them when I sold a bunch of my stuff. I used to have spirit animals, a deck, and the bats are one of those kind of a mysterious animal. You think of them as ew, but they actually have some pretty phenomenal energy, and so do crows. Um, but you would think that they aren't so great because they get a bad rap. Um, and this gentleman in this picture, like looking out, looking out beyond and looking at what has been accomplished and knowing that nothing is ever going to control the thoughts and mind of this collective, whoever it may be, whoever is resonating with this reading. All right, so now we're going to do two oracle. I have two different oracle decks, Beyond Lemuria and also the Archangel Michael deck. So let's see what Beyond Lemuria. These cards are always so difficult to do here. They're big. I did something really bizarre. I was going to do the reading at 7 o'clock. I was going to pre-do it because I was working outside and I wanted to make sure I had time to take a shower because it was hot. And so I set it all up, and I didn't realize I could go back and actually do the live recording. Um, so it was already like I had to delete that one, and that was the one that kind of went out into the school community and stuff, and I deleted it because I couldn't record on it, and I was like, oh, I guess I didn't get that right. So this technology stuff, I'm not, I'm not an expert at it. I'll be the first to admit it, and I don't edit because if I edit the video, I will mess it up. So I just leave it as is, and it's raw footage completely. So, Lemurian, this is awesome. Okay, so we have, here is the card. These cards are pretty cool. The woman that, this is by Izzy Ivy, and each card that she created in this deck, she created in a meditative state. Um, and when she was in a meditative state, the image would come to her, and then she would create the image, and then also along with the image, the story of the image would also come to her. So I find them to be pretty amazing. This is a very colorful card, a lot of purple here, so crown chakra. We have a lot of yellow and orange, solar plexus and sacral. There's also some tealish blue, which I'm going to take for the throat chakra, but also indigo. We have some stars, so that's a geometric shape. We also have the symbol of Metatron. Um, Other people call it different things. I call it the Metatron symbol. The triangles, the two triangles, upside and downside, and they're also right down here. And Metatron, for those of you that do not know, Metatron was there were only two archangels that ever went to Earth that did not physically die. God chose two people um, to go up to heaven um, and work as spiritual beings and never dying first. And Metatron was actually Enoch, and he became Metatron who sits at, I want to say, the right side of God, and is the archangel that you would go through to connect with God from what I've learned about Metatron. The other archangel that lived um, and was never died before becoming an archangel is Elijah. And Elijah was brought up to heaven alive, and he became uh, Sandalphon, Sandalphon. And I think Sandalphon's very connected to the Earth Star chakra. I can't be absolute about that, but I think that that's where he's placed in the universe, in the realm of spirituality. So this card is card number 51, the sound of the universe, which is pretty much what we've been talking about, the sound of the universe. So let's see what this, wow, I had a space right on it. So the sound of the universe, life change. My connection is unstable. Let's hope it gets through. Significant timing, pivotal moments in Sri Yantra, the tuning fork of universal consciousness, music transcending mundane reality. This card signifies those pivotal moments that transcend belief, remind us of a greater reality, and influence us so that life will never be the same again. When I started channeling paintings, I explored sacred geometry by including it as a key element in my creations. Without knowing much about its meaning, when I looked up the wisdom of Sri Yantra, I was blown away. It symbolizes the sound of the universe. This painting was crucial for me as it was my make or break decider for whether I could fulfill my dream as a painter. It was also significant as I crashed my car trying to steady the painting and momentarily taking my eyes off the road. The events that followed delivered the most spiritual growth I had experienced in this lifetime. Up until that point, interestingly, this piece has also vanished. The Sri Yantra is a powerful symbol described as the tuning fork that connects us to universal consciousness. It is present in those aha moments, the fragments in time when life as we know it falls away to reveal a place outside mundane. It brings a sense of awe and overwhelms. And yet it feels so real that it jolts us back to our core for deeper remembering. It allows us to fathom our limit, limitlessness. This card is also about music as a sacred tool. It speaks of the importance of having soundtrack for our journey. Music was an essential aspect of ceremony in Lemuria as it bridged the gap between matter and non-matter. Even in this dimension, music opens the portals to an array of feelings and atmospheres. Bring more music into your life to expand your experiences and shift your sense of ordinary reality. The divinatory meaning, having your world shaken up, even a little, can invite a deeper glimpse of the great mystery of your life. There are myriad ways to peek behind the veil of the mundane world. Ecstatic dance, spiritual exploration, and intuitive creative pursuits are just a few. Aim to naturally imbue this awareness in your everyday existence so you can avoid the sudden wake up calls. Wake up to the hidden music, harmony, and wonder of your multidimensional world. So that is our Lemurian card, Beyond Lemuria. And now let's do Archangel Michael. Let's see how he would like to guide us in the Ephphatha. The Ephphatha. I have to I have to vision the word so that I say it correctly. So yes, let's see what Archangel Michael wants us to take away as far as the Ephphatha goes. And again, it's unsealing that which was sealed by distortion. And distortion comes in so many different ways. Uh, I love this one. All right, this is a beautiful card. Okay, so here we go. This could be for anyone that's working with inner child healing. And the reading I did the other day was all about inner child, mother wound, father wound. So we have this little girl, and she's looking out this round glass window, kind of like the window to heaven. And she sees the three angels there. And we have one angel with a heart, another angel with a hug, and the other angel with a wonderful embrace. Here, here it is. The world is yours. That's what I feel from that. Um, so it says, number 36, trust your angels. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. And yes, I have to work on my trust often. Um, it is a daily. It's on my gratitude list constantly. Trusting that everything's all going to work out. Trusting that God knows, not me. Um, and that when people are brought into my life, it's for a reason, and when they're taking out of my life, it's also for a reason. Um, so, anyway, 36, trust your angels. You are trying way too hard to dictate the process and the outcome of how your life unfolds. Stop trying to micromanage everything and instead have faith that your angels have the situation under control. Ask me, and I can use my word of light, my sword, oh my God, my sword of light to cut the cord on the buzzing of that ego of yours so that you can ease into a place of peaceful understanding that you are divinely loved and everything is going to be all right. Dear one, you need to calm down. I assure you that we in heaven do know what your dreams are, and we also want you to be happy in all ways. Trust your guardian angels, the other archangels, and me to bring you a joyful and perfect outcome, even if it's a little different from what you had envisioned. Wow. And that is an absolutely beautiful way to end this reading. So I hope that this resonated with you. And if it did, please share with someone else that might receive something from this reading, and subscribe if you haven't already, because that only helps with the algorithm. So we all want help with our algorithm. So with that, I just want to say thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching. And I do hope that you received something in this message. And remember, Eph, Ephphatha, Ephphatha is unsealing that which was sealed by distortion. So once you learn what the distortion is that's keeping you stuck, that's keeping you disconnected, you then can unseal what has been sealed. And you will become a covenant for God, of God's covenant, divine love, divine source, and you will find peace of mind. That's what the King of Swords I always get the feeling of peace of mind and sitting back and just saying, look what the world has to offer. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it wonderful? And I also want to leave with I'm not going to say this right. It's a Hawaiian thing. And I was listening to some people today on it. And it's I'm not even going to try. I'll kill it. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And when you do that little mantra that is supposed to ground you and open up your heart, mind, body, soul, heart to the heavens, and you will receive wonderful gifts, even if it's just the gift of loving yourself. So, with that, have a wonderful evening, and I hope I see you soon. And stop in tomorrow and watch the scripture talk. All right, bye bye.